So just kind of want to continue a little bit from last week. We talked about junk in our junk drawer or baggage or things like that. And so now we're going to follow along here. Before we do that, Wednesday, we're going to do Bible study on Wednesday night. Took a week off for the 4th of July, and just really pleased with attendance. And so let's see if our July attendance holds through or whether we're going to do it. But it'll be really good. So come ahead on Wednesday, and it'll be great. And today, just continuing a little bit with what we talked about last time, and we're going to explore the meaning of grace and how grace fits in with our junk drawer. How does grace fit in with our baggage and things like that? So we're going to explore that and understand that God really, 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 really likes you. He likes me too. But he really, really likes you. And so why does he like you? How does he like you? How do I know? So by the time you end today, you're going to know that God really, really likes you. And because he really, really likes you, we're going to have a reason to celebrate. And you're going to hopefully get excited. By the end of the day, you're going to be so excited, you just can't stand yourself. So maybe you're going to enter into a happy dance. I'm not going to make you dance, though, so don't panic on that. But it's part of this. It's this, that God really, really likes you. And then we're going to hear a special song and that I think you're really going to like. And I don't know if I wrote the sermon on the song or the song was written on the sermon, but it was really good. It's really good. So there's you got to follow my logical brain processes here. I'm a pretty concrete, sequential guy. Just ask Judy and she'll tell you that it just kind of moves in order. And so I'm going to put my age up here a little bit and how I was thinking about it. So somewhere in writing the last week's sermon, I was thinking about, wow, God really likes me. And then, I was looking in my junk drawer and then my childhood television ended up with a commercial. And it has nothing to do with God or liking us, but this is how my brain works. So check this out if you don't remember this. Do you remember this? Some of you were laughing already.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not going to try it. You try it. I'm not going to try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
When you bring life home, don't tell the kids it's one of those nutritional cereals you've been trying to get them to eat. You're the only one who has to know.
So it was that phrase that says, he likes it, hey, Mikey. So I was thinking about that. I actually thought it said, God likes me, hey, Mikey. But, in my brain, it's been, I don't know how many years since I've seen this commercial. So I clicked on it and went, oh, man, this ain't working for me. But I had to play it anyway because I remembered to do it. It's in my junk drawer. So then I ended up with this one. You know how YouTube goes, you just follow along. So watch this one. This one does follow in, but it's how my thought process works. Check this out.
God likes me. He really, really likes me. Wow, what a day. What a day. What a fabulous day. Woo, I'm having a fabulous day.
In the morning when my feet hit the floor as I'm getting out of bed, rarely does that happen. But now the more I thought about it, God really, really, really likes me. And I'm going to have a great day. Do you have that when you come, when your feet hit the floor in the morning? Do you think that? God really likes me. I'm going to have a great day. Well, hopefully by the time I end with you today, you are going to have a great day. And, how many sermons have you heard that included these verses? How many times did you use these verses? How many times do you think about these verses? And how is it going to make you have a good day? And so that's by the end of this. Back when Judy and I were going to college, we were in a college church fellowship called Campus Action, part of the Chi Alpha Assembly of God thing. And there was this young lady named Lydia. Lydia was, you're smiling, Lydia was handicapped, and both physically and mentally, but she loved the Lord with all her heart, soul, and mind. And when I first met Lydia, I was just impressed how she's a lady of God, And we were all around 19, 20, and around in that age. And we went to the Oregon coast for the first time. And the first time I saw the coast. And so Lydia was handicapped, and one of her legs didn't work well, and one of her hands didn't work well. And so she asked me, says, well, just place my blanket out here on the beach, and I'll just sit there, and then the rest of you go and play. So, okay, so we did that and gave her plenty of water and put her there on the beach. We had to help her to get out there. And she was so thankful, and she sat on the beach. The rest of us went out and played all afternoon. When we got back, now this is a college Christian fellowship, so we all got back, and so our leader, Mike Blazin, asked us how we did. And we played football, we did a lot of things. I can't quite remember, but I remember what Lydia said. She says, well, I was sitting there on the beach, and this guy walked by. And he says, wow, I see you got a bunch of college kids here. Where are you from? Oh, we're from Oregon State University. And then he asked her, why are you here? And he says, well, we're part of the Chi Alpha Campus Action Christian Fellowship. And he immediately launched into why he hated Christians. Why do Christians have to meddle in my business? Why do Christians? And Lydia, she just looked at him and says, I don't know. But what I do know is God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him would not perish, but have eternal life. And he stopped. That's you, Christians. And, you're always telling us what we ought to do. And I've heard this forever. And she goes, I don't know. All I know is God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believed in him would not perish, but have. And he rambled on and on and on. And then every time he took a breath, she goes, I don't know, sir, but I do know that God so loved the world. Finally got down on his knees, gave his heart to God. That was Lydia's story. What did Lydia know? Lydia knew that God loved the world. That was it. I said, why did you keep telling him that? He says, I don't know, that's all I know. So here, let me read this on to you, and I'm going to read you, and I'm going to tell you why I had a great week this week preparing this, okay? Okay, I memorized, I don't know about you, how many of you memorized this in King James? I have, here, this is the NIV. But here, let me give you Richard's version, right? For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son. God loved everyone so much he gave his only Son. His only Son. That's how much he loved the world. You're the world. God loved you so much he would. Now there's this, I don't know how many times I've heard this awful, awful story connected in sermons. It's probably not true. At least I doubt if it's true. But a lot of pastors use it in their sermons. It's just an awful, terrible story. It's about a train worker, a guy who worked for the railroad. And he took his son to work with him. How many of you have heard this story in a sermon? There, Ed. Oh, good. Only one of you. I am sure, Thomas, you've heard this story. And so he takes his son, and the son's playing on the railroad tracks. Now, here's the guy's job. This is for automated track switching. So his job was when this train was coming this way and this train was coming this way, his job was to pull this switch so that this train went on this side track while this other train passed, and then it would go on. Well, his son's playing on the tracks. Can you see what's going to happen? It's absolutely off. So the son is playing on the track, and somehow he gets stuck on the track somehow, and the train's coming. And the guy, if he goes out and he pulls the switch, his son would die. If he didn't pull the switch, the two trains would collide, and hundreds of people would die. What did the guy do? He pulled the switch. He saved 100 people and sacrificed his son. He loved the people on the train so much, he sacrificed. Isn't that an awful story? I hate that story. But that's what God did for you. He loved you so much. He pulled the switch and sacrificed his son. That whoever believes in him shall not perish but have eternal life. Whoever. You. At Bible study, it was a couple weeks ago, the question was, who do you feel uncomfortable with when you're talking to people about God, or just talking to people? Who do you feel uncomfortable? Who was there? Do you remember some of the answers? A tatted person, tall and bald. That was mine. Right? Or maybe just person tatted. Maybe a biker guy. A murderer, a thief. Someone who smelled. Homosexual. Right? The person we're uncomfortable with. God so loved the world. Whoever believes in him. Whoever. The tatted guy, the homosexual, the murderer, the thief, the guy who smells, the gal, maybe he struggles with interpersonal relationships. When I first met Lydia, I struggled with, not that Lydia, the Lydia back in college. I struggled with talking with her. We ended up in a prayer chain together, and we'd meet a couple times a week at lunch for a half hour and pray for the needs of our fellowship. Really uncomfortable talking to her for a while. God loved the world, that whoever, you, me, for God did not, now this is the next part that's absolutely cool, and this will get you excited. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but to save the world through him. This is what's neat. Why? Sometimes I'm thinking, God, what did I do? Why did I do this? But no, God didn't come to condemn you. He came to save you. And that's what's exciting. He came to save anyone who believed. Whoever believes in him is not condemned. So if we believe in him, we are not condemned. But the little caveat there. But who does not believe stands condemned already, because they have not believed in the name of God's one and only Son. So if you don't believe in the name of God's one and only Son, you are condemned. But for us, once you believe, you are in. Here, and then he puts a little example. This is the verdict. Light has come into the world, but people love darkness instead of light because their deeds were evil. Everyone who does evil hates the light and will not come to the light for fear that the deeds will be exposed. But whoever lives in the truth comes into the life. Whoever lives in the truth, whoever believes in Jesus, will not perish but have eternal life, so that they may plainly see what they have done and done in the sight of God. So this is exciting. I got real excited, and I want you to get excited about it. The only thing we do is we kind of don't understand what grace is. And I got a video, right? I warned Brian, we're a little video heavy here today, but here's a video. I think you might like this. This is pretty good.
Grace is God's unmerited favor for us, his crazy love. And the truth is, many times we struggle understanding it. If you find yourself struggling to understand God's grace, don't beat yourself up. Even the disciples struggled with understanding grace.
Jesus, that's you? You're alive. I can't believe you're alive. Okay, I was in the boat and I wasn't catching any fish, okay? But I heard this voice, and the voice said, cast your net to the other side. And so I'm thinking, I'm a fisherman, I know what I'm doing, but I'm not catching any fish, you know? And so I throw that net over there, and then a gaggle of fish pop into that net, and I'm going, this is a total miracle. Who could have done that? I need to know who told me to throw the net to the other side. And boom, I look up, and I mean, there is you. You're looking at me on the seashore going, it is I, the Lord, and you're alive. I can't believe you're alive. This is awesome. Andrew, get out of the boat. Come on.
Peter.
Yeah.
Do you love me?
Yes, I love you. I love you. You're alive. This is so great.
Good, then feed my sheep.
Andrew, get out of the boat. Come on, man. It's him.
Peter.
Yeah.
Do you love me?
I love you, yes. And I'm so sorry about that rooster clucking. I had no idea what that meant, but I do now. I'm better for it, all right? Okay?
Then feed my sheep.
Andrew, I'm smiling, but I'm serious. Come on, get out of the boat. It's him.
Peter.
Yeah.
Do you love me?
Jesus, mere words cannot describe the passion that I have for you. I love you. You know everything. I love you.
Good. Then feed my sheep.
I didn't even know you had livestock. That is so like you, though. There's something new about you all the time. That's what I love about you.
Peter, do you remember the morning the ladies went to the tomb?
Yeah. We're all in the upper room trying to figure out what to do next, you know, because we thought you were dead. You know, you were dead, you know, and we're trying to figure all that out, you know. And Mary comes running up, and Mary's like saying, beehive, beehive, beehive. And I'm thinking, I'm allergic to bees. Like, keep them out, you know what I'm saying? But as she kept getting closer, I heard her correctly. She was saying, he's alive, he's alive, he's alive. And we're going, who's alive, who's alive? And she said, she was at the tomb, and the tomb was empty, and she said that there was an angel there, and the angel said, go tell the disciples and Peter that everything is okay, he is risen. And so me and John, we hightailed it down there, and if John says he beat me, he's totally lying, all right? I beat him, FYI, all right, you know? And we get down there, and I'm looking in that tomb, and it is empty. There's nothing in there, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what does this mean? What does this mean? And John is right there. John is so good with words. He should write a book. He is so good with words. And John said, don't you get it, Peter? This is everything Jesus said he was going to do, and you did it, and it's done. Let's go. This is so great.
Wait. The angel said what?
Go tell the disciples and Peter that everything is okay. He is risen. You've risen. Let's go. This is.
He said what?
Go tell the disciples and Peter. Go tell the disciples and Peter. You said my name. Why did you say my name?
Peter, that's grace.
No, I don't deserve that, because that night people kept coming up to me asking me if I belonged to you, if I was with you, and I kept denying you left and right, all right? No, it'll take me my whole life to make up for what I did. It was unforgivable for what I did.
No. What I did on the cross was meant to take what is unforgivable and make it forgivable. That's my grace. It's not about you. It's always about me. That's grace. That's grace, Peter.
So I was digging around and in the Bible, and everywhere I turn, I run into this story of God's grace. How to take what is unforgivable and make it forgivable. To take that thing that's in your junk drawer and make it forgivable. That load of baggage that you're carrying. Why am I saying that? Because I have it. We all have it. We all have this stuff in our junk drawer. We all have this. And to know that Jesus loves you, and then to start believing it. How much does God love you? Well, he loves you that much. But that happens so long we don't think like that. Or at least I don't. I looked at it, so I'm digging around here, and then there's the story of the prodigal son. And how many times have you heard? How many Bible studies have you had the prodigal son? And I hate the part where the teacher asks, what part are you? Are you Ben? Are you Hoss? Are you little Joe? Which one are you? And I always think, well, I'm Hoss, you know, that's who I identify with. But really the story is about God's love for you. That's what the story is. It's all about how we've fallen away. We have junk. We have stuff in our drawer. And he loves us. He's willing to pick up his robes and run and embrace us, even though we did lots and lots and lots of bad things. And we still do lots and lots of bad things. And then here's the thing. He even forgave you for all the bad things you're going to do. It's all wiped clean. Even you. Even the tatted person. Even the tall tatted person with the bald head. The one that smelled. The one that has lots of junk in the junk drawer. There's nothing you could have done that God wouldn't pick up his skirts, run and grab you and embrace you. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And when the day you called his name, he forgot all that. Everyone who believes that Jesus is the Christ is born of God. Who? How many? Everyone. And everyone who loves the Father, loves God, loves his child as well. That's Jesus. So if you love God, you will love Jesus. And everyone who believes in him. Everyone. No matter who they are. I was looking at Jonah and Nineveh. Now remember, Jonah did not like fish slappers. He hated fish slappers. Has God ever asked you to do something and you go, I'm not going to do that? You're smiling, so you must have seen this video how many times, right? So you got little girls, right? But God told him to go do something. He goes, I'm not going to do it. And then, of course, along comes this big fish, swallows him up, spits him out on the thing. And then he goes there, and what did those ugly, awful fish slappers do? They turned to God. I can just see him. He was probably not too happy. God, what do you, God, just wipe them all out. I hate fish slappers, so just wipe them all out. Just wipe out those ugly, tatted homosexuals. They're awful. No, God goes, I love them. And he even sends his little worm to crawl up the tree and kill the tree. I bet he's just sitting there going, just like we do. But he didn't come to the world to condemn the world. He didn't come to condemn you. He came to save you. That's what's so exciting. It's like a get-out-of-jail-free card. How many Monopoly love? Oh, so here comes the get-out-of-jail-free card. And here's the cool thing. You don't have to get another card. Something happens, it's already been done. That's what's exciting. Sometimes we're fighting a fight that's already been won. Because we go, oh, sinned again. Let's put Jesus back on the cross. No, it was done. Even all the junk in your drawer, even all the baggage that you have, any and everything, it's been taken care of. But the problem is we try to fight the fight. We pull the stuff, we take the stuff back out of the drawer. We take the stuff off the cross. We go, God, I'm going to give it all to you, this person that I just don't absolutely like, and now I'm going to take it back again because I don't like them. And God says, no, I did it for you on the cross. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. But I don't like that coworker. I don't like that junk in my drawer. Aunt Susie said the most cruel things, and I'm going to hate her the rest of my... No. I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. And in this world, you will, guaranteed, you will have trouble, but take heart. This is the thing right here. I have overcome the world. That means he has overcome that junk in your drawer. He's overcome the baggage. He's overcome every possible thing that can trip you up, and you should be excited about that. I have to, though, take it and put it at the foot of the cross, and sometimes that isn't easy. I have lots of ghosts in my past. Do you? Do you have a ghost in your past? Something just keeps haunting you and haunting you. Be encouraged today. Put it at the foot of the cross and leave it there and go on, and it's not going to haunt you anymore. Oh, yeah, it sounds so easy. I don't know how hard that is. I have a memory, and I was struggling at work. We were younger, a lot younger. I think my hair was a different color. I was about 30 pounds lighter, and I went to men's retreat. You remember Mark Mansell? And I was just struggling. I was having a tough time. Mark came up to me, and he goes, how you doing, Richard? And I said, oh, Mark, I just had a tough work week. And he didn't want to hear. So he smacked me on the shoulder and he says, give it up to God. That's what you need to do. And he turns around and walks away. I can remember it so much. Not as baggage, but that was the answer. Didn't want to hear it. I wanted him to sit there and listen to me. But he gave me the right answer. Give it up to God. Oh, by the way, leave it there. Ooh, that's the hard part. It's like I'm a prisoner. It's like I'm a prisoner and I'm in jail, or I'm shackled, or I got chains. all I have to do, because on the day I called his name, he took it away from me. Why do I hold on to it? This is exciting. On the day, and when was that? I was 11. I was at a teenage Christian camp, and I remember getting on my knees and say, God, I trust you. That was the day. But since that time, how many times did I pick it back up off the cross and hold on to it? It's like shackles, chains, or baggage, or junk in my drawer. I just keep digging it out. Keep digging it out. Keep digging it out. I guess bitterness is kind of fun, right? No, it's not. It's not. Oh, I remember when I was in school, young, and during the summertime, now in my family, Mom and Dad believed that we all should eat together all the time. So whatever time, here's breakfast, and I remember these words, the window for opportunity in eating is now open. But it's not going to be open for very long, so take advantage of it. And so we ate. So however long I wanted to sleep in, the window for breakfast is now open. Now remember I told you, I am not a picky eater. I look for opportunities to eat all the time. Can you tell? So so lunchtime came. I remember even in the summertime when it was hot, tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches. That's what we have. And right after that, on the radio, Mom listened to AM radio all the time, was Unshackled. Who knows this? Who knows it, right? Yeah, I guess you have to be old, right? Unshackled. Was it from Chicago? Sorry. Was it from? It was from Chicago. It was this rescue mission. And they talked about these stories of the people who come. And they are unshackled. And I can slap you a little bit if you want, Travis. Would you just poke him a little bit? He's drawing up there. It is like, here's a perk for being a teacher. I don't know, Danielle, when you were teaching, if you got this perk. But over at Hillcrest, they get these little coupons from Reed's Dairy, and you get 2 ice cream cones for free. I love these. I collect them all year. You know, you do something right. I think if you just breathe right and you're walking by the principal, oh, you breathe right, Richard. Here, have one of these. And we get them, you know, on Teacher Day. If you emailed a bunch of kids and told them how great their kid was or their parents, and you got one of these. So we use them like in the summertime. It's great. And of course, I love ice cream, so we go in there. And we go in there. I love the huckleberry, you know, and you get a scoop and go up. And then she goes, well, that's $5.95. And you whip out your little card and you hand it to her. And she goes, thank you very much. That's all you need. No, what about tax? No, you are paid. It's been redeemed. It's totally, here it is. Totally done. It's great. Judy and I like that. I got it for free. Person, how do I get one of those cards? Well, sorry, you got to be a teacher and you got to breathe right. Walking by the principal and you get one of those. Oh, okay. So we are redeemed by the blood of Christ. It's paid. We're standing in line and God's going, no, you're not worthy, you're not worthy, you're not worthy. And you step up to the line and what did I do that's worthy? And God goes, chink, chink. You're in. Hold it, but I did this, this, and this, and this. It's okay. The blood of Christ redeemed you. It's like he pulled all those shackles away. During all of you saw this, during the Wednesday, I did really well until it came from me eating the hamburger that I cooked. And then down the front of me was the ketchup. And so I had to go back home to fix the irrigation. And so I had to go and turn the pump off and send the water the other way. And so while I told Judy, I said, well, I got to go back home and do the irrigation. She goes, oh, by the way, change your shirt. Oh, okay. And I put on a new shirt, and it's like the stain was wiped away, totally clean. I do the laundry in the house, and so yesterday I washed all 3 of my shirts that I stained on the 4th of July. And they're all clean now. The stains are gone. Wiped away with the blood of Christ, all my stains, all the bad things that I did, all the bad things that are happening to you in your life right now. wiped away, redeemed. From the day I called his name, check this out in Lamentations. You were quoting, you were doing Ecclesiastics. I was thinking Lamentations. You, Lord, took up my case. You redeemed my life on the day I called his name. Lord, you have seen the wrong done to me. That co-worker said the awful things, that conspiracy at work, all those things. You have seen the depth of their vengeance and all their plots against me. And what happens? You took my case. On the day you called his name, that's what happened. Doesn't matter what happens. Christ takes up your case for you. In Psalm 138:3, as soon as I pray, you answer me. Now, sometimes our answers aren't what we really want, but you encourage me by giving me strength. I don't think I can make it. Yes, because on the day you called Christ's name, he took up your case. He is with you. He's handling it. All you have to do is place it at the foot of the cross. And then, on that day, you got a new name. You're no longer Travis, sinner. You're no longer Ed. You're no longer Dave. You're no longer Thomas. On that day, you called his name. You got a new name. And on that day, you can say goodbye to regret. I don't have to regret doing all those bad things. Not only all those bad things then, on the day of, but every bad thing you ever do, you don't have to have regret for. That's what happened on the day you called Christ's name. You don't have to be alone. I hate being alone. That is the one thing I hate the most. But you know, if I place it at the foot of the cross, I am no longer alone. Christ is with me. I don't have to feel empty. Sometimes we feel empty. Don't have to feel that way anymore. He fills you up to overflowing. I don't have to be afraid. Whatever. I don't have to be afraid. Back then, or now, or later. I get to start a new job this fall. A little nervous. I don't have to be. Christ, on that day, he knew I was going to get this job. I don't have to be afraid. But if I choose to be afraid, that's okay too. But it'd be better if I chose not to. I don't have to be ashamed. I'm seeing some of the looks in your face. You're thinking about the things that you can be ashamed of. You don't have to. On the day you called his name, you don't have to be ashamed. You can have hope. And that hope will carry you home. Who are you? Travis, who are you? The child of, on the day you called his name, you became his child. And people don't mess with his child. But I'm unworthy. I don't even deserve standing here talking to you. I have screwed up. And Christ says, you are worthy. See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called, check this out, can you all say with me, right? Well, I thought, let me get it back here. Right here. You are what? Children of God. That's how much love he's lavished on you, no matter what you did, no matter what you're going through, no matter how empty you feel, no matter how ashamed, put it on the cross, and now that is what we are. The reason the world does not know us is that we don't know it. They didn't know him, but you know him. You're a child of the one true King, and you deserve it. Doesn't that make you excited? That should make you pretty excited. You shouldn't just even contain yourself, because what are you thinking about right now? There's a piece of junk in your drawer. There's some baggage you're hanging on to that you don't feel worthy to stand before the King. And he's saying, yes, bring all your junk. I can take it and put it at the foot of the cross. And you don't have to worry about it ever, ever again, because I am a child of Jesus. I trade my shame for joy. Here's where the exciting part comes. Once you do that, you just traded all your shame, all your emptiness, all your aloneness, all your hopelessness for joy. Would you just kick him? Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go. We have an old self, something inside of us, Paul calls. He says, knowing this, that our old self was crucified with him in order that our body of sin might be done away with. So we no longer are slaves to sin. For he who has died is freed from sin. I am freed from sin. I'm freed from everything. I don't have to worry about it. Now, that doesn't give me a get out of jail free card that I can go and run and wreak havoc down the street. I'm not saying that. But sitting right there, everything that is bothering you today, place at the foot of the cross and it won't bother you again. It gives me a hope that will carry me home. I've been changed, so now I need to act like it. I've been changed. Are you excited? You should be excited. If you remember this is pretty exciting. This is how excited you need to be. Check this out.
It's not unusual to be loved. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. But when I see you hanging about with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry. I wanna die. It's not unusual.
Now, it would be pretty unusual to see me do that, but I am pretty excited. After putting this together, I wanted to get up and dance a little bit. This is the happy dance. Are you ready for this? You can do a little happy dance here. Watch this. This is kind of funny. It's pretty cool.
Hey, you in the corner shaking in those boots. You know what to do. You got the shaking vibe, but the feel won't do. We always say that we have unspeakable joy. So let our feet do all the talking when our words fall short. We got reason to get up, reason to get down. He's on treating our shame for joy, and now that joy wants us. Happy dance. Happy dance. Hey, yeah, you in the back of the room with those concrete shoes. It's okay to cut loose. It ain't about how you move, but what moves you. We're so consumed with what we think we're supposed to be that we stop living like we know that we are free. We got reason to get up, reason to get down. He's on treating our shame for joy, and now that joy wants us. Happy dance. Happy dance. Let me see those hands if the good Lord saved you. Get up, get down, 'cause the heat unchanged. Let me see those hands if the good Lord saved you. Get up, get down, 'cause the heat unchanged. We got reason to get up, reason to get down. He's on treating our shame for joy, and now that joy wants us. Happy dance.
Should get excited. should be excited that God died on the cross for you, and he took everything away. This is a great, are you ready? It is time. Alexi's going to come and sing a song. It is an absolutely wonderful song, and we're going to do the words, and so you can follow along, because you haven't heard this song before, and it's pretty cool. So, let me make sure I get off there.